Is Monday, March 29th, 2021, 9:43 a.m. I took the day off from work today as a mental health day. Um, just to relax a little bit. Been feeling a little, for the most part, well, just a little stressed here and there. So I decided, I have 5 sick days. I don't take sick days. I don't really get sick often. So I'm gonna take this as a mental health day. So I took it off, and I have a list of things to talk about, just so I'm not kind of putting around. So let's talk about a few other things, and then I'll get to the big thing with streaming. So work overall has been going well, I should say. Ericsson, he has given his 2 weeks, and his last day is on Wednesday. So that's going to suck for a little while until we get some replacements. And it is what it is. At work also, I've noticed that when things that would have previously given me stress and anxiety, they don't anymore, which is nice. I'm kind of just taking it like, hey man, whatever it is, I don't know how to do this. I'm gonna figure it out, and if I don't know how to figure it out, I'll ask somebody. It is what it is, dude. I'm not an expert. I know how to Google. So, um, and overall, it's been fine, I guess. I mean, there's been a few things that have been causing me a little bit of stress. Like, for example, there was a project I had to do, an email migration a couple of weeks ago, solo, which ended up being not that bad, which was nice. And then there's an email issue that I'm working on now that is just constantly just ongoing. So I'll figure it out. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, there's a lot of tickets I have. I think I was told I have 100, which is not normal. They typically don't like people having 100, but there's not really much we can do. So my goal is to obviously close out multiple tickets a week. But last week in particular, it was just rough because just constantly things were being uh, pushed, or just delayed or whatever. So it's taking a while. So um, it is what it is. Next up is time off. I'm super, super, super excited. This Friday is Good Friday. Next Friday, I took off for WrestleMania, which is on the 10th and the 11th of April, and then I took the entire week of the 11th off. And then I also took the 19th off, so 10 days pretty much total that I'm taking, or I guess 10 days I'm taking off, so including the weekend. So very excited and looking forward to that. I've been looking forward to it for a month now. I initially was going to take off Fastlane, but Ericsson had time off, so I couldn't. So I was like, you know what? Let's just take off WrestleMania and take that week off. And on top of that, I have now also, like, I think I'm up to 26 hours of loot time. So the next pay-per-view and the one after that, I'm sure I'll be fine. So it's exciting. Looking forward to it. Coming back from a 4-day weekend is always rough. So coming back from 10 days off is going to be excruciating, I imagine. So it is what it is. Next up, music. I've been listening to the new playlist quite a bit, trying to get down to 0 songs in it. I'm down to like 280, 60 maybe. I don't know. So still quite a ways to go. Bands keep releasing awesome music, and I was like, I really want to listen to this, but I gotta get that playlist done first. So I think I'm down to like 17 hours though. So we're getting there. We're working our way through. So that's nice. And yes, movies and TV shows. What I'm trying to do is watch at least one thing every day, whether it's a TV show or a movie. Typically just TV show because it's shorter to do, and typically throughout the week it's going to be a lot of the same stuff. So for example, I've got a day for The Walking Dead, The Simpsons, Family Guy, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and whatever else. So not a whole lot of room for movies, but yesterday I watched a few movies. I was kind of a late night last night, and I just kind of chilled. I watched Guest House, which was not very good. Love Polly Shore, but not very good. It was just Neighbors without a lot of the humor. Then I watched Hot Tub Time Machine 2, which was funnier than I expected it to be. It wasn't amazing, but it was definitely funnier than I expected it to be. And then I watched Our Idiot Brother, which I'm 99% sure I've seen the movie before because it seemed familiar, but I didn't remember it really. But that was great. Nice little feel-good movie. And as nice as it is, those movies are kind of they don't give me anxiety, but I don't necessarily like the way they make me feel because it's like in that movie Paul Rudd plays kind of a happy-go-lucky, just kind of does whatever he can to get by, but he's happy with his life kind of guy, and that's kind of what I'm working towards, and that's how I'd like to be. Is just um, living a very simple life, and just enough to like make ends meet type of thing, and maybe a little bit more. Like I don't need the world. So that kind of leads me well into my next point, which is streaming. So I think so. Last video I posted was end of January, and I think maybe even a week after that is when I started streaming a little bit. And initially I started streaming because I think it was Zach, Sicarius, and maybe another streamer that I was watching that it just they put me in a streaming type of mood. So it's like I'm gonna stream, and I figured it's just gonna be a couple days, maybe a couple weeks, and then I'll go back to not streaming for however long, and then come back. It's kind of that cyclical cycle of that. But for whatever reason, I just kind of really got into it. I just kept streaming, and I ended up having another conversation with myself, similar to the one I had back in 2015 or whatever, when I kind of gave up YouTube and streaming in terms of a career to pursue. And that conversation basically went as such: was, okay, what do you want out of your life? And I want, in terms of in terms of your life in general, but in terms of your work as well. And I want to be creative. I want to, and this is things I'm missing too. I want to be creative. I want to entertain people. I want to make people laugh. And I want to I want to not really work, right? Like I don't, working isn't for me, as I'm sure many people say, but it's just, there's no career path. I don't want to work. I want to, and if I do work, I want to help people even. Like I don't know, yeah, that. And as I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, well, I get all those boxes get checked off in streaming, right? Because I get to be creative, I get to be, all the things I said, I get to be them, or do them. And on top of that, I get to play video games, and that's pretty interesting. And I was like, okay, well, what about this cyclical thing where sometimes you feel like streaming, sometimes you don't feel like streaming. Like you just get in the mood where you don't want to stream. And you're like, I don't want to force myself. Like the whole thing was, I don't want to have to force myself because I don't want to then make gaming this thing that it's just work for me, right? I don't want to dread going into work. And I was like, well, what would be the difference? Because you already do dread going into work. So would you rather dread going into work, into a job that you don't like, you don't give a fuck about, one that you have no passion, like whether it's IT, whether it's office administration, whatever it is, like there's no job that you can think of right now. If someone said, I will give you $1 million, I'll put all the knowledge in your brain, you will be the best at this one thing, what would that job be? You don't have one. So would you rather go to that job hating your life and not wanting to do it, or would you rather go to that song's freaking me out. Would you rather go to like stream, go to an 8-hour stream and not really be all that into it and kind of dread going into it? I'd rather do the stream, dude. I'd rather do the stream. Okay, what about the cyclical? Like I said, like the cyclical cycle where you really feel like it and you don't feel like it, and like how do you combat that? Well, I don't know. I don't know how to combat that, but I know that one thing that makes me enjoy playing video games more is not having time to play video games. So, kind of filling out my day with things that take me away from video games, with whatever that may be. Whether, one of the things I was thinking of, like, working out, going to a gym, or going, exploring society, right? And then I just kept thinking about it, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, I could, the chances of this happening are so minuscule, so just minute. But it's worth a shot, right? And so I started thinking more about that, like how do I, how could I kind of best put myself at the best chance to succeed? And I was like, okay, well, I mean, social media is a pretty big thing, right? And I said, I've spent some time on our Twitch and kind of just reading things, and it seems like, highlight videos are a pretty important part of streaming nowadays. So it's been tedious, and I've been trying to kind of do it in a way that as soon as I kind of feel like I don't feel like doing this, not forcing myself to do it, and I'm kind of at quite a large backlog of streams and quite a lot of hours to go through still. But just making those highlight videos where it's kind of, a 10-20 minute video of kind of a part of the stream, and then maybe even cutting that further down into the best, funniest moments and posting that specifically on a visual. Okay, there's that, there's that creativity, or not really creativity, but there's that kind of entertainment stuff going out in addition to the actual stream itself. But creativity and more entertainment and make people laugh. How do I do that? Well, I can advertise my stream by posting clips on Instagram and on TikTok, but also there I could post things, right? I can post skits. The skits that I've been wanting to make for all this time, and think of more skits. I can make myself be creative. All the idea of getting a notebook and just writing for an hour a stand-up bit. Like, even though I don't have any intentions of doing stand-up, like that's how a lot of stand-up comedians get their jokes. Apparently, from the podcasts I've watched, they just write. They find something, they write about it, and eventually they get a bit out of it. And it's like, okay, I want to do that. Well, it's like, instead of, I'm too lazy, so why don't I just make a quick skit, right? Not all of them are going to be great, and maybe some of them should be thought out more, but maybe I can revisit them in the future. But like, let's be creative. So there's that, and then the actual, I guess more so the joke telling is the Twitter. Like, I can tweet something that is like that one line, or within 240 characters, that is humorous. And so it's like, okay, and in that way, like there's the highlights portion of that social media, but then in addition to that, there's a whole new audience of people that I'm kind of reaching out to and saying, hey, I might be humorous to you, and then they see my channel, like, oh, he has a Twitch channel, I guess I'll check it out, and then it kind of falls through that. And honestly, it's been, so I've been streaming for about 2 months now. I don't have a schedule. I just kind of stream whenever I feel like it. And typically, Sundays are the long streams because I just end up streaming for at least like 6 to 8 hours, and then throughout the week, a couple hours here and there. But yeah, and then just kind of posting highlights when I can. And I think my goal at the moment, I have a Google Doc of social media posts that I've been working on just because what I'd like to do is post one thing every day for a year on all 3 social medias, and at least one thing. Like, if I have a highlight and then like another video, like, it's fine. But I have currently how many in a row? I have 35 days worth of ideas in a row. But then I have, like, for example, on the 36th day, I have a TikTok idea and a Twitter idea, but don't have an Instagram idea. And then on the 37th day, I have an Instagram idea and a TikTok video, but not a Twitter idea. And then TikTok, actually, if I were just to do TikTok, I have 46 ideas. Like, that's 46 skit ideas. Like, I love that. So, yeah, I'd like to, I mean, I know how I get, where I'm just like, I need to do this every single day, and that kind of ruins it for me. So I'm trying to take this as like a guideline, and I'm trying to spend time, almost every day, thinking of at least a couple of ideas, just to kind of get, fill this list out. And I mean, in a perfect world, I post every day for a year on all these things, and then I keep going. I can kind of slow down from there, or keep going, whatever it is, depending on how I'm thinking of things. But I'm trying to take this as like kind of like a guideline, like I said, of if I can post every day, great. If maybe I miss a day, maybe I post on 2 or 1 out of 3, sure. It's not that big of a deal. Like, so just relax and just try to be creative. Like, I'm trying to force myself to think funny, think creative, think entertaining, and I'm hoping that comes back and also helps the Twitch stream, because I think I'm going for it. I think I'm it's not doing, really all it's doing is taking away time that I'd be watching podcasts, right? That's all it's doing, which, because of the I don't like a queue setting in my brain where I got to watch everything as soon as it comes out, that kind of sucks. But I mean, this is fine. This is fine. Like, I can work towards this, and just try my best to succeed. And I think, honestly, part of the thing that I'm really enjoying is that it is like a puzzle piece. Like, I'm trying to figure out how does this fit, like, how do I get things to work, right? How do I gain an audience? And we'll see if this pans out. It's one of the things, truthfully, one of the things that I've had to stop doing is looking at like the stream summaries after a stream, because seeing seeing the same numbers was just discouraging and just upsetting and annoying. So I was like, I don't care. Like I don't care what my average viewers is. I don't care how many max viewers I had. I was just paying way too much attention to that for the first few weeks. So like I'm not looking at that. As you know, enticing as it is, I'm not going to spend my time taking a look at that because it just doesn't benefit me in any way. So I do know that at the moment I'm one thing away from getting affiliate on Twitch, which is like the underneath partner thing. The requirements at the moment are, I think, stream 7 different days, stream like 20 hours, have 50 followers, and have an average viewership of 3. I have all of those besides the average viewership. Last I checked, it was like 1.5 or something like that, so not anywhere close. But yeah, just slowly working away, plugging away, trying my best, and working at it to try and grow an audience. And I think I'm finding finding a way to kind of keep the stream going, I guess, is just continuously make conversation. I'm trying to, like, even while I'm streaming, just to think of funny things to say and just be good. I think one of the good streams I had was actually on Friday, I think. It was Friday or Saturday. I was streaming WoW for like 3 hours, and just there's a very chill stream, constant flow of conversation with myself, and I just felt entertaining, even if it was to no one. So I really appreciated and enjoyed that stream, and yeah, so that's what's going on there. In terms of the actual games, I've been playing CS:GO and Valorant lately, a lot of it. Or Valorant, I don't know how much more I'm gonna play because that game is that's the one that's really it's kind of like one death and it's ruined my entire day type of deal. So I don't know how to get that to stop happening. With CS:GO, it's definitely like I'm able to play it for long periods of time. Like yesterday, for example, played it for 6 hours, and I got progressively more and more annoyed. But it wasn't like I never got to a point where it's like I'm gonna break my fucking controller. Whereas with Valorant, it's like one death and that happens. So I'd like to, I'd like to find ways to not have that happen in either game, because I definitely still am getting annoyed in CS:GO, but that just makes for a bad stream, right? That makes for not entertaining, and it's just like a weird vibe. So trying to figure out how to not do that, and then also just trying to figure out other games that I could play. With those FPS games in particular, it was, I think I randomly stumbled upon some Shroud videos, started watching, and I was like, oh my god, this dude's like literally a fucking aimbot. And it's like, I want to be good at these games, and like that competitive nature in me, it was like this is something that I can be competitive at, and take seriously and try to be better at. And I know I can be good. Like I've been at a decent rank in CS:GO before, so I can try and do that. So that's what I'm doing in terms of like in terms of games. Still, I think I think what I'd like to do is at least have one stream a week where I literally was just thinking about this last night when I was trying to fall asleep. I think I should dedicate at least one stream or part of one stream every week to not those games, so not WoW, not CS, not Valorant, and maybe just focus on a single player game, and or see, because there's apparently, I think, I forget what it's called, Streamladder or something like that, that tells you basically, what games are popular but don't have a lot of streams in them. So for example, 1,000 viewers but 2 streams, right? So it's like if people are looking on that game, you can maybe be seen. So maybe find one of those games that I play and try it. So I don't know, just things I'm thinking about. Again, still pretty early into this. The goal, I think, I mean, it would be nice if I could get at least I don't honestly. It's weird. If I got the requirements for Twitch affiliate, I don't know if I'd actually apply for them, because part of me feels weird taking people's money when I don't really have a schedule where I would feel weird streaming, because if I had subscribers, it would literally be for like 5 people max probably, and it's like I would feel very odd streaming specifically for 5 people. Like that's maybe my mind would work, is I'm streaming specifically for these 5 people because they paid $5 to support me, so I have to stream for these specific people. So I don't know. I think, I don't know, with more people, obviously it's still the same thing, but it's just more of a group, so I'm not really focused on individuals, whereas with that it's more of an individual thing. I don't know. It's just a weird concept to wrap my head around for some reason. So I don't know even if I take it, but yeah. So that's what's kind of going on there. It's given me excitement. It's giving me like, I think when I think about like 2 months ago where I was like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. For some reason it's almost embarrassing to say, 'cause it's like, again, it's something that is such, it's, if there were two options, is it possible or is it impossible? I'd say it's impossible, right? Because it's such a small chance to not only kind of build an audience on Twitch, but to get to a point where you're making a actual living, like where you don't have to work anywhere else but just stream. So, um, but it's, but that's what I want to do, and maybe this is one of those things again where it's just like IT, where it's just like acting, where it's just like film directing or whatever, just like hockey. It's like it's just something I want to do for a few months, and then I fall out of love with it, and I go back to feeling that way, and just have to find something else. But for right now, this is what I am passionate about. This is what I want to do. This checks all the boxes for what I want out of my life and what I want out of a job. And the speed bumps that come along the way, I will deal with them as they come. But that's what I'm working on, and that's something that I'm super excited about, and I've been spending quite a lot of time doing that. I think one of the things I've also done is try to what I have been doing, and my goal is every day do something that betters my stream, whether that is editing a video, streaming itself, uploading some highlights, thinking on the social media post thing, like just figuring out something, one thing a day, even just something that benefits my stream in some way. And all those things will add up, and I'm hopeful that at some point I can enjoy the fruits of my labor. But for right now, it's still kind of building, and I'm just really enjoying streaming. Like I feel like obviously it would be a lot of fun with the community and all that, but I'm just really enjoying that, bringing out that creative side in me and that entertainment side in me, and trying to make myself laugh. If I don't have an audience to make laugh, I'm trying to make myself laugh, and that is, I think, what I'm enjoying. Is that it's a lot of fun, and I think that's what was missing the first time around. Well, a lot of things were missing the first time around, but I think that's one of the main things that was missing the first time around, is that I was just so primarily focused on making it my job, and I am now too. Like definitely, like I want to make money streaming. I want that to be my job. But that's not the only reason I'm doing it. And I think that's new from last time I tried. So anyway, that's what's been new with me. That's the big thing. And yeah, all right. I'm gonna go watch some podcasts, maybe get some coffee because I'm freaking tired. And I'll talk to you later.